Lin time travel.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. Welcome to Auntie Lin's eponymous tiki bar. Please relax and open your mind to contemplate my perspective about time travel. I have an esoteric interest in some strange things once in a while, time travel being one of them. Actually, a better place to have this discussion might be a cemetery, where we could really get into feeling the topic that I suggest. But come with me on a journey and ponder this question. What really differentiates human beings from the other intelligent creatures who live on this planet with us? I submit we are different because you and I and humans perpetually and automatically time travel, whereas other species seem to stay more often in the present moment. This is not to say animals don't remember or have emotions, because they most certainly do. But I do not believe my cat is dreaming of her next vacation or missing the cats who are no longer here. My cat has not erected any memorials to the cats who have come before her, nor is she likely to do so, because she's in the moment, a place where humans rarely stay. Humans, all of us, jump from past to future at lightning speed automatically. We go from memory to anticipation of the future, even when it's simply Thursday and we're dreaming about the weekend. We might get lost in the trauma of a particular memory, or live with dread or anticipation of a future event that has not yet occurred, that does not exist. Some people suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, and I myself have experienced PTSD after going through some trauma. And we've all known someone who relives a memory to the extent that it takes over their entire life. We ride the waves of our emotions through our past experiences, and we also anticipate with wonder or dread what comes next. To me, this is a mystery. Why do we time travel so frequently? Why can't I be more like my cat and just stay in the present? Humans just take time travel so much for granted that it pervades our consciousness without thought. For example, travel agents advertise 8 destinations that will take you back in time. We remember simpler times. What we forget is the perpetual now. Do you meditate? If you ever meditate, you know that one of the goals is to bring us into the present, to connect us with our breath, to connect us with now, breathing in and out, in and out. And with practice, and we really have to practice, we get to experience being in the now for a moment. But we don't stay there, do we? We struggle to turn off our thoughts long enough to even get to the present. Unlike my cat, who is very much in the moment, most of us trip back and forth, past, future, effortlessly, instantaneously. We dream about days gone by, events and people, and we dream of the future, and we do it unconsciously. These are just thoughts. We attach great value to memories too. We remember our first kiss, our first lover. We remember our successes and failures and attach great value to those memories. When I said this talk should be coming from a cemetery, really, what better example of a place where we erect shrines to memories? This past summer, I became acutely aware of this experience I was having, because I took a trip into my personal history, traveling back to my hometown of Kenmore, New York for my 50th high school reunion. Kenmore is a suburb of Buffalo, New York, and it is only a few miles from one of the wonders of the world, Niagara Falls. I had been so eagerly anticipating this reunion for over a year, ever since the reunion committee put out the reservation list. During the thousands of miles of Amtrak travel between Los Angeles and Buffalo, I time traveled through the past years with every mile until I was 18 again, with every possibility of life was a dream that was ahead of me, a vast unknown future. And I was completely immersed in that feeling of anticipation, eager for what might lie ahead. At 18, I wondered, where would I live? Would I get married? Would I have a career, a family? All of those questions were dreams. I time traveled into my own future so often, and I dreamed of living in California. At the reunion, each one of us got to be those hopeful kids again. The disc jockey played our popular songs. More than 200 of us partied and danced and told stories and forgot for the evening that we are now part of the geriatric crowd, retirees, and grandparents, and members of AARP. And that so many of our classmates were no longer with us. Well, I can't say I was popular in school, but I was well known because I was involved in high school musicals. My classmates shared what they remembered about me, and I shared what I remembered about them, and it was enlightening. What will people remember about you 50 years from now? At 18, when everything was time travel into the future, I could see myself living here in California. I could see myself living by an ocean. I had never seen an ocean. But that didn't stop the dream, and I didn't know how it was going to happen when I was 18. But when I was 21, I moved here. And then everything happened. My life happened. But that reunion, that was more than I imagined. After I returned home, I just could not stop thinking about everything. I know this is confusing, so bear with me for a minute. I was in the now, but I was so caught up in a memory, and the memory was so strong, and the feelings and emotions and desires made me feel as if it was now instead of 50 years ago. It was that same anticipation, that same heightened sensation, like when everything was in the future. And everything was a big question that had yet to be answered. I actually had to snap out of it. And now I have a visceral understanding of that term, snap out of it. Because when I finally did and came back to the present, I had to laugh at myself, how long I stayed at 50 years in the past. Are you still with me? Or have you time traveled to what you're going to make for dinner this evening? Or to thinking about work tomorrow? Hang in, I'm almost done. Will I time travel again? Absolutely yes. It is inevitable, and since it's all in my head anyway, I intend to think about the absolute best future I can imagine. Instead of dreaming of days gone by, I'm dreaming of making new memories. Life is so filled with serendipity and mystery, anything wonderful can happen. That's my dreamed of future, ladies and gentlemen. Life will surprise me. Something wonderful will happen. When you time travel into the future, make sure you're anticipating something wonderful too, because remember, it's all in our imagination. So choose to dream big. Thank you for visiting Auntie Lin's eponymous Tiki Bar. Stop by again soon. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Fabulous.